Welcome to the Tech Life Well podcast. We're delighted to have you with us.
Where we make technology simple, thoughtful, and useful. For more insights and episodes, visit techlifewell.com.
In this Tech Life Well podcast episode, we explore the science behind detox drinks, separating the marketing myths from the biological realities.
It's a topic that really needs a scientific lens because there is just so much noise out there right now.
Absolutely. And look, I have to set the scene here. It's late January 2026. The holidays are officially in the rearview mirror.
Finally.
The decorations are down. The credit card bills are rolling in. And for a lot of people, I'm going to be honest, myself included, the holiday eating habits are still kind of haunting us.
Oh, yeah.
You walk into a grocery store or you open any social media app, and what is the algorithm screaming at you?
Green sludge. It's just walls of green bottles, these incredibly expensive reset kits, and influencers promising you can wash away December in, 3 days of misery?
It's the new year, new you industrial complex in full swing. And the promise is so seductive, isn't it? It's this idea that there's a literal reset button. If I just drink this, spicy, muddy water, I can undo the pie and the wine and all of it. So that's our mission for this deep dive.
Right.
We have to answer let's call it the $40 question. Do these drinks actually flush toxins out of our bodies? Or are we just buying very expensive, bad-tasting flavored water?
It's a question that deserves a real answer because the industry is just massive. And to get to the bottom of it, we're not looking at Instagram Reels today.
Thank goodness.
We're pulling from a brand new evidence-informed guide. It was prepared, I think, just this week, January 27th, 2026. And we've layered that with data from the heavy hitters,
We were talking about.
The National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health, that's the NCCIH, the Mayo Clinic, Harvard Health, and even the CDC.
Okay, so we've got the medical heavyweights in our corner. Now I have to ask, is this going to be one of those discussions where we just debunk everything, ruin all the magic, and tell everyone to just drink tap water? Because that's a little depressing.
Not entirely. I mean, look, we are going to ruin the magic, specifically the marketing magic. But the goal here is nuance. We want to find out what these drinks can actually do. Because there are ingredients here with legitimate medical evidence for things like blood pressure, nausea, inflammation.
So there's something real there.
There is. We want to separate the biology from the sales pitch. And honestly, we want to save you money by teaching you how to make the effective stuff safely at home.
Okay, let's get into it then. We have to start with the big one. The heavyweight champion buzzword. Detox. It sounds so clinical, right? Like a medical procedure.
It does.
When a bottle says it detoxifies me, what are they even claiming, and what's the reality?
Well, the claim is usually really vague. It's this idea that your body is like a storage unit for toxins, which they almost never define, and you need some kind of solvent to rinse them out.
Right.
But here's the reality check, and this is straight from the NCCIH and Mayo Clinic. Your body is not a dirty apartment that needs a maid service. It's a self-cleaning oven.
A self-cleaning oven. I like that analogy.
You already have a sophisticated 24/7 detox team. It's your liver, your kidneys, your lungs, your skin, the whole gastrointestinal tract.
So my liver is the original detox juice.
Essentially, yes. And it's so much more complex than a juice. Think of the liver as a chemical processing plant. It doesn't just filter things and get clogged.
It's not like a drain trap.
Not at all. It actively modifies toxins with enzymes, makes them water-soluble so the kidneys can pee them out, or solid so the gut can, excrete them. The science is incredibly clear on this. There is no combination of cayenne pepper and lemon that does that job better than a healthy liver.
That brings up what you call the flush fallacy. I think a lot of us really do visualize our insides like plumbing.
We do.
Like there's sludge stuck in the pipes, and if we just flood the system with green juice, we can rinse it all out.
That is exactly the visual the marketing depends on. But biologically, that's not how it works. If you have actual toxins building up in your blood, we're talking ammonia or heavy metals, you don't need a smoothie.
You need a hospital.
You need a hospital and probably dialysis. Standard commercial detox programs have zero, and I mean zero, evidence for removing toxins in the way people imagine.
What about the weight loss, though? Because I know people who do a 3-day cleanse and they drop 5 pounds. You can't argue with the scale.
I can argue with what is being weighed. You're not losing fat. You're losing water weight and glycogen, which is just stored carbohydrates, because you're essentially starving yourself.
So it's just water.
Water, and worse, you might be losing muscle mass. The moment you eat a sandwich, that weight comes right back.
It's a temporary illusion.
Yeah.
Now, strictly speaking, drinking a kale smoothie isn't bad for you. But the sources we're looking at, they mention a darker side to this industry. They use the phrase extreme measures. What are we talking about here?
We're talking about products that kind of bridge the gap between food and veritable eating disorder. Very low-calorie juice fasts that put your body straight into starvation mode.
And the teas?
Or, more dangerously, the teas that are actually just laxatives.
The detoxes. I see them promoted by celebrities all the time. Look at my flat tummy.
And the reason their tummy is flat is because they've dehydrated themselves severely. That's not detoxification. That's medically induced diarrhea. You're depleting your body of essential electrolytes, sodium, potassium, and you're just stripping your gut microbiome. It's the opposite of health.
Okay, so we've established we can't flush our sins away, and we definitely shouldn't be using laxatives to fit into our genes.
Please don't.
But you mentioned earlier that there is a point to some of these drinks. If we strip away the scam, what's left?
This is where it gets interesting. Just because they're not magic doesn't mean they aren't useful tools. The guide we're using highlights the actual benefits. Hydration, getting more of those plant compounds called polyphenols, and replacement.
Replacement seems like the biggest behavioral hack here.
It's huge. If drinking a fancy cucumber water stops you from drinking a 40-gram sugar soda, you have just done more for your liver than any supplement ever could. You removed the stressor.
So it's about what you aren't consuming. That makes total sense. Let's dig into the ingredients then. The guide breaks down specific teas and spices with actual data. Let's start with the classic. Ginger lemon. This is the grandma cure.
And grandma was right on the money. Ginger is one of the most studied herbal remedies out there. The NCCIH data specifically highlights it for nausea,
Right.
whether it's pregnancy-related, morning sickness, motion sickness, or just feeling gross after a big meal. Ginger works on the serotonin receptors in your gut to calm things down.
But I feel like I've done this wrong before. I've thrown a chunk of ginger in hot water and it just tasted like, well, warm water. The guide mentions a specific way to prepare it.
Yeah, you can't just wave the ginger over the cup. You need to break down the cell walls to release the active compounds, the gingerols and show-gels.
So what do you do?
The guide suggests taking 1 to 2 inches of fresh ginger, slicing it thin, and simmering it. Not just steeping, but actually simmering for at least 10 minutes.
You want that spicy kick, that kind of burn at the back of your throat that tells you it's working.
Exactly. Add some lemon, maybe a little honey, and it's a legitimate digestive aid. But, and here's the nuance, natural doesn't mean harmless. Ginger is a mild blood thinner.
Really? I would never have thought of that.
Yeah, it inhibits platelet aggregation. For most people, that's totally fine. But if you're on, say, warfarin or other blood thinners, or you have a bleeding disorder, drinking gallons of strong ginger tea is actually a medical risk. You need to check with your doctor.
That is a great catch. Let's move to green tea. Specifically, the guide mentions green tea with citrus. We all know green tea is the poster child for antioxidants, but I was really surprised by a safety warning in the sources about extracts.
This is one of the most important takeaways from this whole deep dive. We're talking about catechins, specifically one called EGCG. It's a powerful antioxidant. When you brew tea leaves, you get a safe, effective amount. But the supplement industry loves to concentrate things.
The fat burner pills.
Right. The NIH has a database called Tox, which is as scary as it sounds. It tracks drug-induced liver injury. And they have flagged high-dose green tea extracts as being linked to rare but really severe liver damage.
Wait, so the thing people take to detox their liver can actually damage their liver?
The irony is just, it's perfect, isn't it? It's a classic case of the dose making the poison. The beverage gives you the benefits, the metabolic support, the antioxidants in a safe biological matrix. The pill just hits the liver with a concentrated chemical bomb.
So stick to the leaf, skip the pill.
Always. And a little culinary tip from the guide. Don't steep green tea for too long. If you go over 3 minutes, you're pulling out all these tannins that make it incredibly bitter. You want the good stuff, not the face-scrunching bitterness.
Good tip. Now for the trendy one, turmeric. Golden milk, it's in every hipster coffee shop. Bright yellow usually stains your clothes if you just look at it wrong. What's the actual science?
The active compound is curcumin. It's a potent anti-inflammatory. The problem is curcumin is a bit of a diva. It's notoriously hard for the human body to absorb.
Oh.
If you just eat a spoonful of turmeric powder, you basically excrete almost all of it.
So we're just drinking yellow milk for nothing. How do we fix that?
You have to hack your biology a little. The recipe in our guide specifically calls for a pinch of black pepper, and this isn't for flavor.
Okay.
Black pepper contains piperine. Piperine essentially distracts the liver and prevents it from breaking down the curcumin so fast. Studies suggest it can boost absorption by 2,000%.
2,000%. That's a massive difference from a little dash of pepper.
It turns a tasty drink into a functional one. Without the pepper and a little fat from the milk or coconut oil to dissolve it, you're mostly just making expensive urine.
I love that. It's like a little chemistry experiment in your mug.
Okay, let's shift to what the guide calls functional drinks. These target specific things like blood pressure. First up is hibiscus, or roselle.
This is fascinating stuff. There are actual clinical trials showing that hibiscus tea can act a bit like an ACE inhibitor. That's a type of blood pressure medication. It relaxes blood vessels.
The effect is small, compared to a drug, but it is statistically significant.
It's pretty impressive for a flower.
Yeah.
It tastes good, right? It's kind of tart, like cranberry juice.
It's delicious, and it's caffeine-free. But again, we have to apply that scientific lens. Because it works, it has risks. If you're already on blood pressure medication, stacking hibiscus on top could drop your pressure too low.
Hypotension.
Exactly. And there's some data suggesting it shouldn't be consumed in high amounts during early pregnancy. It's powerful enough to have an effect, so it's powerful enough to have a side effect.
Context is everything. Speaking of powerful effects, let's talk about beets. The guide has a beetroot citrus juice. Now, I have a complicated relationship with beets. They taste like dirt to me. But apparently, the dirt taste is worth it.
The dirt taste is actually geosmin, but the magic is in the nitrates. Beets are incredible chemical delivery systems. When you drink that juice, your body converts those dietary nitrates into nitric oxide.
And nitric oxide does what exactly?
It's a vasodilator, so imagine your blood vessels are a highway. Nitric oxide just opens up extra lanes, it relaxes the vessel walls, improves blood flow, and lowers blood pressure. Athletes love it because it helps with oxygen delivery.
So it literally opens the pipes. But I have to bring this up because the notes mention a side effect that, well, it could cause some serious panic.
The morning after scare. It's called bituria.
Sounds like a fictional kingdom from a fantasy novel.
It's a condition where the pigments in the beets, the betalains, turn your urine or stool pink or bright red. If you forget you drank beet juice, you wake up thinking you are dying of internal bleeding.
I feel like that warning should be on the bottle in giant neon letters. Do not call 911, you just had a salad.
It really should. It's harmless, but it is terrifying. There is, however, a real warning for beets. Oxalates. If you're prone to kidney stones, beets are a high-risk food. Concentrated beet juice is an oxalate bomb.
So if you have a history of stones, maybe skip the beet flush.
Right.
Okay, last one in this category. A probiotic kefir berry smoothie. Why a smoothie? Why not just juice the berries?
This goes right back to the structure of food. When you juice a fruit, you strip out all the fiber, you're left with sugar water and vitamins. It just hits your bloodstream really fast. You get that spike and crash.
And the fiber is the netting that slows that whole process down.
Exactly. A smoothie, especially one with kefir, keeps the fiber and adds protein and probiotics. It actually feeds your gut microbiome instead of just flushing through it. It's a meal, not a starvation tactic.
It feels much more sustainable. Okay, let's slide into the next segment. Hydration hacks. Because, let's be honest, water is boring. I know I should drink 80 ounces, but sometimes I just want some flavor. The guide lists lemon and cucumber infused water. Is there any real science here, or is this just spa vibes?
The science here is purely behavioral, but that doesn't make it any less valid. Palatability determines consumption. If putting a cucumber in your water makes you drink the full 80 ounces, that is a massive health intervention.
Because the kidneys need that volume to work properly.
Exactly. The kidneys are the filter. Water is the engine oil that keeps that filter running. If you're dehydrated, your natural detox system just stalls. So in a way, drinking enough water is the only real detox there is.
And for the recipe, the guide says, let it sit for 2 to 4 hours. I'm impatient. Why do I have to wait?
Diffusion takes time. If you just drop a cucumber slice in and drink it instantly, it's just water with a garnish. You need that time for the soluble compounds and all the flavor molecules to migrate into the water.
Patience is a virtue. Okay,
Yeah.
What about the electrolyte coconut lime refresher? This sounds like a margarita mocktail.
It's basically a natural sports drink. If you're sweating a lot, maybe you're hitting the gym trying to burn off those holiday cookies, you'd lose sodium and potassium.
All right.
Commercial sports drinks are often just neon blue and full of high fructose corn syrup. We don't want that. Coconut water is naturally loaded with potassium. You add a pinch of salt for sodium, some lime for flavor, and you have a perfectly balanced electrolyte drink without the neon dye.
But again, looking at our notes, there's a constraint here involving the potassium.
Yes, and this is critical. People with chronic kidney disease often have to limit potassium because their kidneys can't filter the excess out. For that specific group, chugging coconut water can be really dangerous.
Why is that?
It can cause hyperkalemia, that's too much potassium in the blood, which can seriously mess with your heart rhythm.
It's wild how healthy is so relative. For a marathon runner, it's fuel. For a kidney patient, it's a risk.
Precisely. There is no one-size-fits-all in biology.
So let's try to synthesize all of this. We've busted the myth of the magic flush.
Yeah.
We've identified that ginger, hibiscus, and beets are legitimate tools if you use them correctly. If I want to build a safe routine starting tomorrow, what are the pillars?
It really comes down to 4 things. First, hydrate first. Water is the absolute priority. Use these drinks as bonuses, not as replacements for water or meals.
Okay, pillar 2.
Keep fiber. Blending is better than juicing. Your gut needs that structural material to bind to waste and remove it. Don't throw away the pulp. The pulp is the whole point.
Pillar 3.
Sugar control. Use whole fruit. Don't add maple syrup or agave to your smoothie. The fruit is sweet enough. If you overload it with sugar, you're stressing the liver, which defeats the entire purpose.
And the final one, the bigger picture.
This is the hard truth, really. We have to remember that consistent sleep, regular movement, and limiting alcohol will do far, far more for your liver than any short-term cleanse ever could.
That's the part nobody wants to hear. We want the 3-day fix. But the real detox is just, living a healthy life for the other 365 days.
It's less sexy than a master cleanse, but it's the only thing that actually works. Your liver doesn't need a vacation. It needs a supportive work environment. Stop forcing it to work overtime on alcohol and processed sugar, and it will take care of you.
A supportive work environment for your liver. I'm going to think about that next time I reach for a second drink. This has been such a refreshing look at this topic. I feel like I can walk past the juice aisle now without feeling guilty, or like I need to spend $50 on a bottle of green sludge.
And you can go home, simmer some ginger with a little black pepper and turmeric, and actually understand the chemistry happening in your cup. It's empowering to know the why.
Before we wrap up, I want to ask you for one final thought. We've covered the science, the myths, the recipes. What's the one thing the listener should really carry with them?
I would leave you with this provocation. If we stopped looking for a flush to fix our indulgences, punishing ourselves for being bad, and instead looked at these drinks as a way to fuel the organs that already protect us, how would that change our daily habits?
It's a shift in mindset.
It shifts the mindset from punishment to nourishment. I want to support my liver so it can keep supporting me. That shift is where sustainable health actually begins.
From punishment to nourishment. That's a powerful place to leave it. Thank you so much for guiding us through the biology and the buzzwords. Thanks for listening. Follow Tech Life Well podcast channel for more helpful episodes.